So here we have a fragrance that is inspired by the lost city of Atlantis. It's by the brand Blue Atlas. So if you're looking for something that you think is going to smell very fresh and marine, this fragrance has a lot of fresh elements to it. I'm very excited to tell you what I think of this fragrance and the smell, the performance, the longevity, and all that good stuff. So make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's video and I tell you all about Atlantis by Blue Atlas, and I give you my thoughts on everything encompassing this fragrance, which includes the smell, comparisons, performance, all that good stuff, I do want to start things off by saying that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit that bell icon so you could be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or if you took something of value from today's episode. So I was looking at the note breakdown for this fragrance and I saw lemon, bergamot, blackcurrant. Of course, you have clary sage, lavender, both peach and apricot. But then in the base, you also have some musky ingredients and you also have a little bit of oak moss, violet, and iris. And so this fragrance seems like it's fresh, it's floral, it's green, it's a little musky, it's a little fruity. So it seems to go in a few different directions, but actually all of these ingredients and all of these notes coalesce to create something really, really nice. And so there are a few comparisons that I'm going to be making throughout the mid of this review or throughout the heart of this review. But let's go ahead and start things off with the presentation. Now, right in the opening of this fragrance, you are going to get something really floral and starchy, but floral, but not flowery. And what I mean by that is a lot of people, I guess from a traditional lens, tend to view floral perfumes as inherently feminine. I don't find that to be the case necessarily, and it's certainly not the case with this fragrance. This fragrance, while it does have violet and iris, it doesn't make it smell like a floral bouquet per se. It actually has a starchy, clean, white floral personality, and violet as an ingredient is one that has also been used in a lot of men's fragrances. Think Dior Fahrenheit, right? And there's also Cap d'Anti by 8 and Bob. That one, smells very masculine and it's a violet powerhouse. In the case of this fragrance, you have this iris note in here that is not, floral or lipstick-like because it doesn't remind you of Dior Homme or like the inside of a cosmetic bag or anything like that. But it does have this clean, white, floral, starchy quality about it. And I do think that the musk and the ambrette, otherwise known as musk mallow, contributes to that clean quality, right? So the musk that's in here is not animalic, it's very clean, and the fragrance is actually made fresh through the use of a few different ingredients. Now, there is this sort of quirky personality about it, and I think that's because of the blackcurrant. Now, blackcurrant, especially as it's been done in a few Maison Francis Kurkdjian fragrances, actually comes across smelling a little musky, but musky in a tiny bit of an animalic way, right? So you do have like this quirky quality in the opening, very idiosyncratic, but then it dries down to this sort of contemporary modern freshness. Like I said, there's lavender, there's clary sage in here. Now, I kept revisiting this fragrance and I'm like, there's peach and apricot, there's peach and apricot. And I've smelled both of those ingredients enough to know that there isn't a whole lot of that happening in this fragrance. You do have, the majority of which is freshness and citrus and florals and musk. And so, I did a video recently on a fragrance by Narcotica called Dulce Diablo. That fragrance has peach and apricot and you can smell them. You can smell them a great deal. In the case of this fragrance, it's a little salty, it's marine, it's fresh, it's a clean, white, floral, aquatic type of a fragrance. And I actually really liked this one initially because it reminded me a lot of Ege by Nishane. And that is a fragrance that I think is done remarkably well. I think the perfumer is Elias Hermenidis. And it's such an amazing, clean, floral expression with some aromatic components like like basil and mint, if I'm remembering correctly. Of course, the difference with this one is that it's aromatic, but not on account of basil and mint. It's aromatic on account of clary sage and lavender. And both of those do a wonderful job in here. So this one is youthful. It's a little masculine leaning. I personally think it's perfectly unisex, but it has this contemporary professional quality about it while still having this pseudo marine aroma that I think is going to have mass appeal. Now, the beautiful thing about this fragrance is that it doesn't smell like any one other fragrance that I own or that I've tried. So in terms of uniqueness, I think it's doing something really good, right? I think it knocked it out of the park. It has some elements to which we're familiar, like, you know, peach and musk and orris and all of these other wonderful ingredients, but it pieces them together in a way that doesn't smell like anything else. But if you want something to kind of compare it to, more or less, you can think of Kilian Paris Vodka on the Rocks. You can think of Nishane Egge. You can think of, there was another Louis Vuitton fragrance, I think Meteor. So you can think of these fragrances that kind of put you in that mindset. Green Pearl by, I'm forgetting the name of the fragrance house now, but the blue bottle, I just reviewed it recently. It's totally escaping my mind. Thameen London. There you go. It took me a while. So this is a wonderful fragrance, and I hope you have the opportunity to try it, especially if you're looking for something fresh, clean, versatile, with this pseudo-aquatic property about it. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. Now, first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, well, I did compare it to a few other fragrances. At the end of the day, this does do its own thing, and I think it separates itself from those other fragrances that I mentioned on account of those floral ingredients, which again don't smell flowery, but the orris has a personality about it, the violet has a personality about it, both of which are quite evident in this composition, but it does have mass appeal, and I can also see people landing several compliments while wearing this fragrance. In terms of the longevity, I think this one is really good. I think 7 hours is great longevity for a fragrance to have. Projection was great for the first 45 minutes of application. It did radiate about an arm's length, and then right around hour 4 or 5, it became an elbow's length. Right around hour 7, it became a skin scent. And so given the majority of ingredients that are in here, a lot of them, like the citrus and the lavender, they're of a more volatile nature. So I'm not expecting bergamot to last 8 hours on my skin, right? So just keep that in mind. It is on the fresher side of things. In terms of the versatility, very versatile. I think a lot of people will say it leans traditionally masculine. I think it's unisex. I think this one will cater to anybody of any age. I think this one can be worn dressed up or dressed down, and I think this can be worn on a warm autumn evening, but I think it's really going to shine in the hotter weather. If you're wearing it indoors in a climate controlled environment, you can wear it all year round. In terms of the presentation, I like the all black look to it. BA for Blue Atlas, and then it says Atlantis at the bottom here. Magnetic cap, you can pick it up from the cap. Great distribution, pressurized atomizer. So it has a lot of qualities that people look for in a fragrance. My final verdict on this, oh, that smells good. My final verdict on this fragrance is it's a great fragrance. If you're looking for something fresh, if you're looking for something inviting, something that will garner compliments, has mass appeal, can be compared to Green Pearl by Thameen London, or Vodka on the Rocks by Kilian Paris, Meteor by Louis Vuitton, Egge by Nishane, it's in that family, check it out. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you took something of value from today's review. If you did, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon and click where it says enable all notifications. This way you never miss my daily fragrance related uploads. And give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.